Now available on Blu-ray from Cleopatra Entertainment is the sequel, I found, to a 2017 film entitled What the Waters Left Behind. This film from 2022 is entitled What the Waters Left Behind, Scars. I wasn't quite sure what to make of that title. What the Waters Left Behind, Scars? Is it a question and answer? And now I know that it being a sequel to a film, it was basically the subtitle. So anyway, what is this film about? It's about 85 minutes. It is directed by Nicolás Onetti, who was co-director with the previous film with his brother. And there's a little bit of a pre-title sequence or a little ramp up at the beginning where it's the Falkland Islands War in 1982. And there's a British soldier who is just like sort of laid waste to a bunch of guys. And suddenly he gets overpowered by one of the guys he thought was dead. Not going to tell you the whole story. And he awakens to find that guy eating his leg and smiling and giggling. Flash forward to now. There's a rock band on tour in Argentina playing a gig they're not too thrilled about in a tiny club. One of the band members meets, I'm not going to tell you the whole story. One of the band members meets up with a saucy lady who says, oh, come back to my place and I'll show you a good time and you'll love my uncle's barbecue and you can all stay there. Part of the way back, they're having a really good time in the back of the Winnebago or the back of it's more or less a Winnebago on the road. And one of the female band members gets mad and she throws this girl out. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. And the band member who was connected, let's say, to her previously walks out and then suddenly they're all gone. And the band members are like, well, where's for the sake of my lack of memory, let's call him Corky. Where's Corky? He's not here. We got to find him. Let's drive that way. And they wind up driving through this wasteland. Apparently it's a real place where there had been a gigantic flood and it like wiped out a town or a city. And there's this amazing, I mean, really cool overhead shot of this Winnebago driving through this, it looks like Nagasaki, just driving through this wasteland, trying to see if their friend is there. Eventually, they meet people who live there. Eventually, they meet members of the rock and roll girl's family. Eventually, they get to taste that uncle's barbecue. And that's all I'm going to say. So this film was pretty good. It is in English. It is English mostly spoken by people with a heavy accent. I always say I say like English as a second language people. So they all speak English. So there's a little subtitling, but very, very little subtitling in this film. But the thing is, a lot of the people who are main cast speak with a heavy accent and an inflection where it's like sometimes non-native English speakers, when they speak English, they have like a different rhythm, like when they put emphasis on weird parts of words that we normally wouldn't. So it just throws things off and it makes it a little weird. Minor thing, but that's present. Really well shot, very gory and gruesome at times. It's one of those movies where if you can kind of put yourself in the mindset of these characters, it's really terrifying and horrifying. It's very much Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hills Have Eyes kind of thing going on here. Like I was watching this and it felt very reminiscent of that and other films I've seen, but that's okay because it's good. A horror movie can be very reminiscent of something else. Any movie can be very derivative and reminiscent of something else, but if it's entertaining and it's holding my interest and maybe showing me something I've never seen before on occasion, that's fine. I don't mind. So I liked this. This was cool. So what are the extras on this? We have a slideshow that is 2 minutes, which mostly to my eye looked like it was just still frames pulled from the film I had just watched, and a trailer that's 2 minutes, and Cleopatra Entertainment trailers for The Ghosts of Monday, Frost, A.K. Tolstoy's A Taste of Blood, Escape from Area 51, Baphomet, Scavenger, and The Long Dark Trail. So should you watch What the Waters Leave Behind, Scars? Let me tell you one thing. I didn't find out this was a sequel until after I had watched it and was looking up information about the film, and it played like it was part one. So I have no idea. I actually do want to go back and see the original now because I'm curious how they connect and what the original was like if it was from half the same filmmaking team, because this was good. This was a good horror flick. Again, not great, not earth-shattering or anything, but if you're like me and you watch a lot of horror movies because you like the genre, you are more often than not disappointed by what you watch. Unless you're, really accepting of everything. A lot of what I watch, I'm just like, this is dumb, or I see trailers, I'm like, this looks stupid. This movie I enjoy. This held my interest throughout, and it's weird to say I would watch another one of these because this really doesn't lend itself to sequels, but then again, most horror movies don't, and they make them anyway. So, on Blu-ray now, from Cleopatra Entertainment, is the pretty darn good, shot in Argentina, What the Waters Left Behind, Scars.